Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed this look for you guys. I did a talk through tutorial, so I hope you guys enjoyed this style of tutorial. This is the look I was wearing in that PR haul that I recently filmed. I love how this look turned out. I'm obsessed with these lashes right now and just this whole look in general. I'm using a lot of new and favorite products in this look, so I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to stay tuned to the end and let me know what your favorite part of this look was, what your favorite product was, and I'd love to know in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more tutorials, and let's get to this talk through. We're going to start off with the eyes today. I just primed my lids with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Primer, and then I set it with the Marcelle face powder. I just did that off camera to save some time and also my brows. We are going to go in with the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I just been loving this for my transition colors, and I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Moondust palette as well for my eyes. And I'm starting off with my eyes first just because of this, and anytime I use anything with glitter, I like to do my eyes first just in case I have fallout. I'm using a Luxie 205 brush and the shade Raw Sienna, and I'm going to put that in my crease as my transition shade. I'm very lightly using the brush in windshield wiper motions back and forth on my eye, and then swirling it slightly to blend out the color. But it's barely touching my lid to apply this shade, and I just find that gives the most seamless blend. Using a Luxie 227 and a little bit of the red ochre, I'm going to put that in the outer corner of my eye to do a little bit of depth, and then we'll work on the lid shade. Bring this slightly up into the outer crease. Just blend that in with that first shade, and lightly blend it on the outer corner. Just going back to that 205, I'm just going to run it over those colors just to make sure everything is well blended. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of Fix Plus and my Luxie 211 brush. It's a concealer brush, just like the density of this one for packing on pigment. So I'm going to be using the Moondust palette from Urban Decay now in the shade Spectre. So just wetting my brush, then going in with another favorite palette of mine lately, which is the Moondust palette. I've just been using this a lot lately. I'm surprised how much I've been using it just because they are pressed glitters, and I've just been adding it to everyday looks because I've loved it so much. So taking some of that Spectre shade, we're just going to pack this on the lid. Just using pressing motions to avoid fallout. You don't want to swipe this or do any sort of blending with this brush. Just simply pack it on the lid. Now I'm going to take some of the shade Venetian Red and put that on my 227 blending brush. Tap off any excess, and we're just going to go in between that Spectre and that red shade we applied. My hand is so shaky, I just drank a huge cup of coffee. And then just lightly blend that out if you got any in the crease. We want to keep it nice and soft around the edges, but I did want to deepen up that outer corner a bit. If you want, you can go back and deepen up that crease, but I wanted to keep it fairly soft, so I'm going to just keep it like this, and I'm going to put on some mascara, and then I'm going to be using my House of Lashes Iconic Lashes, which I've been using almost every single day. I've just fell back in love with these lashes. You can also use Cocoa Goddess. They're very similar, but I'm going to be using my Iconics, and I did cut quite a bit off the ends so that it fits my eyes and just gives a more winged out look to my eyes. Taking a little bit of my lash accelerator. You can use any mascara you want. Doesn't really matter because we will be applying falsies. So I'm just taking a little bit of this. My lashes are so short right now. I just purchased some Revitalash in hopes that I can salvage my natural lashes. After each birth of my kids, I lose all my lashes. I don't know what it is. I think it's pretty normal. I know a lot of people lose their hair, which I did with Alex. I didn't really notice that this time with Ariana, but I did lose my lashes. Like, you can barely see my natural lashes. Now I'm just going to use my Revlon lash glue and apply it to the band. You don't have to wait too long for this to dry. It's latex free. I still wait a little bit just so that it dries down some and it's easier to apply, but you don't have to wait as long as something with latex like Duo or anything like that. This is kind of a toned down version of my rose gold and copper sparkle tutorial, if you guys saw that one. It's not as dramatic, a little bit lighter. It still has the glitter, but I think it's more day appropriate. I'd still wear the other one during the day, but that's just me. I wear anything. I always go center, outer corner, and then I push in the inner corner and hold it. And that's that. I do have a full lash tutorial if you guys care to check that out. I go more in depth, but really all I do, I use the Revlon lash adhesive, go center, outer, inner. Super simple. And hold that inner. We're going to go back and finish off the eyes after, but I'm going to use my Grand Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. I love this stuff. You'll see my lips go red and get a little bit bigger during this tutorial because it is a lip plumper. So now we're going to move on to prepping the skin. I recently purchased the Glam Glow Starter, and then you guys recommended that I try the Peter Thomas Roth 24 karat gold pure luxury lift and firm prism cream. A long name there. I actually had some samples of this, surprisingly enough, so I figured I'd use it on camera, but I definitely want to pick up the full size, I think, of this just to fully test it out. This is more of a rose gold, nice glow to the skin if you are deeper complexion and the new glow doesn't suit you. I actually like the color and tone of this more, just because I am more tan, but you can see, look at that. It's such a pretty color. Thank you guys for the recommendation on this. I wish I would have known about this sooner before I picked up the Glam Glow one, to be honest. And then I'm going to prime my skin with the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I use two different primers for two different reasons. I like this one for hydration, and it does help my foundation stick. I do notice a difference when I don't use this. And the pore one, I just have pores along this area, so I have to use that. Well, I don't have to, but it looks better. And then for my pores, I'll be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, the pore minimizing one. And I just like to push this into my problem areas, like my nose, right beside my nose, and my forehead. Anywhere I have texture or larger pores. And then a little bit on my chin. And then for foundation, I'm using my favorite foundation right now, which is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 205, because I do have a tan. And I will be applying it with a Makeup Geek angled stippling brush, which I find to be quite similar to one of my favorite brushes, which is my MAC 170. You can see they look quite similar. Makeup Geek is obviously more affordable. The MAC one is domed and a little bit more dense, and this one is flat and not as dense. So take your pick, but this one I find to be the closest dupe to the MAC one, which I really like, so I just wanted to mention it, and it's by Makeup Geek. So if you guys haven't checked out this brush, it's definitely a great one for applying foundation. Going to use my xoBeauty Flawless Finish Sponge and just press that into my skin. I was testing the xoBeauty sponge out, and I do prefer my Beauty Blender for applying foundation. This is just a little too dense for me, but I do actually think this is better for applying powder, baking with powder, because of the density of it. It still works for foundation, but I do prefer my Beauty Blender, but this is actually better for powder. I'm just going to conceal my under eyes right now. I'm going to use a little bit of my Becca under eye corrector and a MAC 195 brush. Just want a little bit of correcting, a bit of darkness. And then I'm going to take my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in the shade L9 Neutral. Just conceal my under eyes. around my nose where I get redness. Bring it up slightly as well. And I'm going to take that xoBeauty sponge, just blend everything out. Now going back to that Marcelle face powder, I'm just going to use that sponge, xoBeauty sponge, and pick up powder and bake my under eye. And then just going to take a little bit on my chin, set that right away. In my nose. Any place where I put concealer or I get oily, I'm just going to set right away. While that sets, I'm just going to work on some of the cream products on my face, and I will be using the Tarte Kiss and Blush Cream Cheek and Lip Palette for my face. I'm going to use one of the cream blushes and the highlight in this. I love this palette so much. You guys gotta pick it up if you haven't already. I'm just going to take the highlight shade on my finger. Just press it into the skin. So pretty. And I'm going to take my Luxie 516. It's a duo fiber brush. I'm going to use this for the blush in here. Which one do I want? Take a little bit of this one right here. Now that my cream products are done, I'm just going to dust away that powder. This is a 640. Now I'm just going to set the rest of the face with that powder, that translucent powder I've been using from Marcelle, and my xoBeauty sponge. Just a little bit to set everything. It's just going to make my bronzer and other powder products go on a little bit better once all the creams are set. Now I'm going to use my Tarte Contour Kit and the shade number 3. I'm going to use to bronze up my face, and then I'm going to contour a little bit with that darker shade number 4. And this is a MAC 135 brush that I'm just going to use to bronze up my skin. I'm not going to contour my cheeks, I just want to contour my nose a little bit. So I'm going to take a combination of 3 and 4 and just use my 207 from Luxie, which I love for powder contour. You can use this for cream as well, it's really excellent, but I really love this for powder. And just run that down my nose to contour. Just doing a little bit of reverse contouring. Powder the sides of my nose to help slim it a little bit. I'm going to take that highlighter on a 522. And I love this combination of highlight. So pretty. I'm going to continue to replicate that look I was wearing in my PR haul. So I'm taking Gerard Cosmetics Skinny Dip. Such a pretty shade. Not even using a lip liner. I don't need it, I feel, for this. I'm going to take a little bit of that cream highlight from this. This is what I do with the lip colors. I like to put this in the center a bit. So since I didn't use these on my lips, I like that. And then I'm going to take some of Buxom's White Russian, which is a plumping gloss. It's a very light nudie pink. It's gonna really make the lips look pouty. I'm just going to finish off the under eye. I'm just going to put a little bit of those colors in the outer corner, and then I think I'm going to put a nude in my waterline, add a little bit of mascara, and then I'm done the eyes. I'm going to set my face after that, and that's going to complete the look. I'm using a 215 in Raw Sienna. Just going to put a little bit. I don't want a lot on the under eye area. And then a bit of Venetian red on the very outer corner. Just the width of the brush, or the length of the brush. I'm going to put my highbrow from Benefit on my waterline. Put a little bit under my brow as well. I love this stuff, especially since they reformulated it. So creamy. I just have to touch it with my finger and it blends out. Love that. Then my Rimmel Lash Accelerator on my lower lashes. Then I'm going to set my face using the Essence Keep It Perfect Makeup Fixing Spray. And I recently picked up a bunch of Essence eyeshadows, so I figure I'm going to use this right now. Just because it's sitting here, and I swatched these and these feel like silk. They're so amazing. This is in Rosie Flamingo, and I thought this would be a really pretty inner corner highlight, so I'm going to use that on my inner corner. A 231. So pretty, so pigmented. And that's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps my channel out a lot. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I'd love to have you stay and join my YouTube family. Let me know in the comments section below what your favorite part of this look was, and I'll see you guys in my next video.